Next game was the Cardinals and the 49ers. The 49ers took this one 35-16. The Cardinals were keeping it competitive there for a while too. Josh Dobbs, 28 of 41, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. He's been playing really well. That's got to be one of the biggest surprises of the season so far, of how well he's been playing. I don't think he's a fantasy starter because it's just so weird that he's playing this well. But, I mean, if he does it again next week, I guess we just have no choice but to, throw him into the mix with all these starters here. But we were a little early on Jordan Love. That just kind of like, I want to see it again from Josh Dobbs before I'm like, okay, we absolutely have to start him when there's a good matchup. James Conner in a tough matchup here, still 11 carries, 52 yards, 4.7 yards per carry. He's been doing really well this season. Josh Dobbs also had 48 yards on the ground. Amari DiMercado had a carry for 3, and Ezekiel Turner also had a carry for 2. Hollywood Brown led the way for all receivers. He's a really good fantasy starter right now. Really steady. 7 catches, 96 yards on 10 targets for him. Good stuff there. Michael Wilson, he could be a guy who's emerging here because he's been getting a lot of snaps recently. Just hasn't been getting the targets like he has in this game. 7 catches, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really good stuff from him. Definitely keep an eye on him as we go forward. He could be that number 2 receiver behind Hollywood Brown. Zach Ertz had 6 catches for 53 yards on 10 targets. Good to see the targets come back for him. Amari DiMercado had 3 catches for 21. Zach Pascal had 3 for 10. Trey McBride had a catch for 5. James Conner had a catch for 4. And Jeff Swaim did not haul in his only target. And Rondale Moore, disappointing stuff there. 2 targets and no catches. So I think Hollywood Brown is really asserting himself as a weekly play. Zach Ertz, last week was disappointing, but if he's one of the most targeted tight ends right now, so he's a really solid tight end starter. And keep playing James Conner. Don't get discouraged by this. And Josh Dobbs might just be a fantasy starter this year. We'll just have to see. For the 49ers, Brock Purdy was stellar. 20 of 21, 283 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Just amazing completion percentage day from him. He is a phenomenal game manager. Christian McCaffrey, 20 carries, 106 yards, 3 touchdowns. More Christian McCaffrey things from Christian McCaffrey. He's really asserting himself as arguably the best. I'm saying he's asserting himself, and then I'm saying arguably, but he is arguably the best player in fantasy football right now. He is just money in the bank for elite production every week. Obviously, keep playing him. He is a must start no matter what the matchup is. Jordan Mason, 3 carries for 10 yards. Deebo Samuel just had the 3 carries for 6. Kyle Juszczyk had 2 carries for 3. Brock Purdy had 2 carries for 0 yards, and Sam Darnold had the 1 carry for -1. Brandon Aiyuk had a monster day with Deebo Samuel limited by injury. 6 catches for 148 yards for him. Really awesome stuff there. Christian McCaffrey also added 7 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown. He is just ridiculous. Ray McLeod had 2 catches for 22. Jordan Mason had a catch for 13. Willie Snead had a catch for 9. George Kittle, just the 1 catch for 9. Disappointing stuff there with only 1 target. Ronnie Bell had the 1 catch for 7, and Kyle Juszczyk had the catch for 4. So I think Brandon Aiyuk, when Deebo Samuel is healthy, there's an argument that he should be benched. But if Deebo Samuel is hobbled at all, I think Brandon Aiyuk is a must start. Christian McCaffrey, looking like the best player in fantasy football right now. And Brock Purdy is a really solid fantasy starter. With this completion percentage, it's just undeniable. Even though he is a game manager and he's not going to get you like the 6 touchdown games or anything like that, he just has guys who are going to get him yards, and he's going to complete a lot of passes. So really reliable option there as far as a fantasy quarterback.